You just gave an excellent speech. What was it about?
It's about how we need all of us to start looking for the opportunities that are out there, right? We can't fight digital, we need to work with it. And I just gave a very simple method of looking around, understanding, and then doing. And I think the most important thing, and the one we struggle the most with, is the doing part. It's so hard to do what you can't, but we need all to actually practice that and get out of a comfort zone.
Why is it a challenge for people to do it?
Well, we're afraid of making mistakes, right? All of us are risk averse. And I think the main problem is that we have this grand idea of mistakes, right? A mistake it's painful, it costs a lot of money, and if we just get out of the idea of big mistakes and start thinking about it as small mistakes instead. And I have this risk analysis that I've constructed that is basically around, first make sure that you find the minimal viable product, right? So basically to do live TV, you don't need to have a TV studio, right? You can even do with smaller things than you have. You just need your cell phone or mobile phone and Facebook Live, and you can try it out, right? So that's a minimal viable product. And once you have realized that there's something that we can launch on Monday, it's not going to cost us a shitload of money, we can actually do this, then you just ask yourself two questions. So the first one is, will someone die? And the second question is, will someone get fired? And if you end up on the first question, don't do it, find something else to do. But if you get stuck on the idea that someone might get so upset about this that someone might get fired, then you need to go back to your organization and say, is this really the way we should work together? Should we be afraid of getting fired if I have an idea I want to try out? It doesn't cost anything, no money, no time, basically no resources, and no one will die. Then why should we be afraid of doing it?
When we look at some of the major companies, you mentioned Facebook that we are broadcasting on right now. I think that when Mark Zuckerberg started it, he never thought of it as becoming so big as it is right now. Sometimes it just happens, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the beautiful things with mistakes as well, right? Sometimes it might feel like a mistake initially. Feel like something that is really way out there, but if you allow yourself to do it, you're going to realize that a lot of those mistakes are really good. And I like to quote one of the early CEOs of IBM, one of the Watsons, who said that if we want to increase our success rate, we need to double our failure rate.
One of the things that I find most difficult is, even though we find inspiration in your sayings and your colleagues' sayings, it's the difficult part to move it, because when you get back to your company, like most of the people here are business owners. So when you get back to your company, you have your daily operations, your daily boring, sad life. And I was just wondering, do you have any advices on how you turn from being, how to make it into some real actions?
Basically two things. One is to find a partner, find a buddy, someone that you can, and it could be a buddy from the network, right? It doesn't have to be from your own company, but find a buddy that is equally interested in trying to push things forward. Have frequent conversations with them. The other thing is, inside your organizations, make sure that you put these questions on the agenda, that you have conversations about them as well. So for instance, as an example, you could end your monthly staff meeting with having everyone to open up their phone, right, and have a conversation with a new friend about what applications do you have? Why do you have so many unread messages? How do you sort your applications? Why are you using that application when I use that application for the same purpose? And that's just a very, very simple way to open up your mind and broaden the perspective about what's going on here. And the big win in that is that you start talking about things, right? You start talking about it with your peers in a new way. And that's basically the trick.